And we have more breaking news. A jury has finally been selected and opening statements are getting started in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Prosecutors are expected to paint Combs as the head of a criminal organization who exploited his fame and fortune to sexually abuse women and men.
As the biggest trial in the music industry explodes into motion, the drama is already off the charts. A major storm is brewing for Diddy. In a bombshell interview, singer Alleges sure dropped a revelation that could flip this entire case on its head. He's not just speaking out, he's preparing to testify, and he's holding nothing back. Al boldly claimed that Diddy may have been involved in the mysterious death of Kim Porter, and even hinted that Diddy might have. People have been waiting for this moment, the day Diddy would finally be forced to face justice. He moved through the music industry like an untouchable force, doing whatever he pleased, protected by power, fame, and fear. In the 2000s and 2010s, his reputation behind the scenes was no secret. Diddy was known as a ruthless industry bully, and Al B sure was one of the many who felt that pressure firsthand. Al and Diddy's history runs deep, stretching all the way back to the early 90s. B sure had a relationship with Kim Porter, and together they had a son, Quincy. But everything changed after the breakup. In 1994, Kim began dating Diddy, and according to former Bodyguard Gene Deal, it wasn't just a coincidence. He claims Diddy straight up stole Kim Porter from Al, setting off a chain of events that would haunt them all for decades.
You know, him and Al never been the best of friends. He had motherfuckers think that he had adopted Quincy, and he never did. Al was never out of his son's life. I knew Al way back in Mount Vernon. He used to wear leather pants and 100 degrees. With Al. I knew it way back then though, man. Al a good dude. A good dude. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So if Al got something to say about that's happening to him and Puff has something to do with, trust and believe he gonna have evidence to substantiate that Puff did that shit. Either he gave him something or sent something his way.
But what was the beef between Al B Shore and Diddy? Like, why wasn't they on good terms?
The nigga was dating Kim. You understand? That's his kid's mother. And they was cool, they was friends. Misa and Kim was cool. They was all in that Uptown family, Uptown Records family. How you gonna date the mother of you my man, you cool, we all be around each other, and you dating the mother of my son? Alan never go try to date Misa. You know what I mean?
Diddy even adopted Quincy and raised him as his own, blending their lives into what looked like a picture-perfect family from the outside. But behind that polished image was a relationship filled with chaos. Kim and Diddy were on and off for years, finally splitting in 2007. Diddy later admitted the breakup was because of his own infidelity, but insiders say the truth runs much deeper. According to his former bodyguard, there was a dark and violent side to Diddy that the public never saw. Claimed Diddy was physically abusive, not just to Kim, but also to other women in his life, including singer Cassie.
A lot of things happened to Kim that she never explained to her father. So to see that girl take that beating like that, her father probably thought within himself, that's some of the things that happened to my daughter. And it had to be sickening to him, knowing that his daughter probably went through the same shit that Cassie went through.
Yeah, he made a comment saying that he was disgusted when he seen that video. He even said that he wouldn't even do a dog like that, the way Diddy did Cassie.
Yeah, his heart would go out to Cassie because he's looking at the fact that his daughter's not here to even raise her own damn kids, man. his daughter's not here in the seat, because I got daughters myself, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And I give my heartbeat, both my arms. And just to imagine to think that somebody was doing that to your daughter, bruh. I know Kim got tired. That's why she took that corkscrew and ripped his damn arm out. Tried to rip his arm off for putting his hands on him. I know she was tired. Them pillow fights and that smothering her with the pillows and all that, like he playing with her. I know she was tired.
Yeah, he also told Rolling Stone that Diddy, he's a jealous person that don't know what love is.
He knows that, bruh. Kim couldn't have nobody, bruh. Kim couldn't have nobody. You understand what I'm saying, bruh? Diddy could do whatever, Puff could do whatever he wanted to do, Brother Love could do whoever he wanted to be. If Kim ever tried to get with somebody, Puff would interfere with them or with her trying to be with them.
Chilling account comes from Diddy's former bodyguard, who described a disturbing incident on Sunset Boulevard. He claims Diddy got physical with Kim, Porter inside a car. When Kim stepped out, she acted like nothing had happened, calm, composed, unshaken. But privately, she warned him, "Touch me again, and I'll make sure the world sees exactly who you are." That moment wasn't isolated. It revealed a disturbing pattern. What Cassie endured years later, Kim had already lived through. At first, Al B. Sure had no personal issue with Diddy, but that changed when Kim confided in him. She told Al she was genuinely afraid for her life. She feared Diddy would hurt. Then came the tragedy. In 2018, Kim Porter died suddenly. She had flu-like symptoms, and the official cause was ruled as pneumonia. Diddy publicly mourned her, calling her the love of his life and saying he was heartbroken. But Al B. Sure wasn't convinced. Not for a second. He believed Diddy's grief was fake, a performance. Al was certain Kim was preparing to go public about the abuse, and that Diddy had her silenced before she could speak her truth.
You seen how Al B. Sure, he came out saying that Kim Porter death needs to be looked into?
I think that Al being his ex-wife, he have every right, knowing about the stuff that came out about Diddy and what he was doing. You understand what he has done in the past, and people have overlooked it. By him coming out and saying that he hoped that he could get her case reopened. There was a guy called John the Paperwork Party. They would put in an open petition to get Kim's case reopened. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll be sure doing this is showing that, you know, he still got love for Quincy's mother. He still want to find out the truth, because allegedly Kim was fine the day before and the day of her death, and then now she found in the bed dead from pneumonia. That just don't sound right, bro. That don't sound right at all.
So you feel the same way about her death being suspect?
I don't think nobody in America think it's nothing suspicious about Kim's death, bro. If you are rich like that, you could, you know, Kim had, I think a net worth of like, what, 12 million a year or something like that? Kim could have called any doctor to come over and look at her. If she was that bad, you know, she could have called an ambulance or something like that. Everything is suspicious about her death, bruh.
Just weeks after Kim's sudden death, Al B. Sure broke his silence, and his words were a direct call for justice. He demanded an investigation, refusing to believe her death was natural. But instead of support, he was met with backlash. People mocked him, dismissed his claim, said he was just grieving. But Al didn't back down. He kept speaking out, louder, clearer, and more determined than ever. According to Al, Kim had seen it coming. She told him she feared something bad would happen, and even warned him to prepare. She showed him a book she was secretly writing, a tell-all meant to expose everything about Diddy. And now, whispers about that unfinished book are growing louder. Many believe it holds the key to Diddy's darkest secrets, truths the world was never supposed to know.